cannot do this by myself. I am joined by the Boston boy himself, Tommy Toy Travels. Tommy, how are you, my friend? You've got your head in your hands. Looks like you've got the world on your shoulders. Oh, hello. You're actually on that episode. You don't need to watch it. You are actually part of that episode, Tommy. How are you?
You could hear that?
Oh, yes, it came through loud and clear.
That was awkward, right?
No, to be honest, we've got to find a way of increasing the views. If we have to start watching the podcast ourselves, then so be it.
Do you want me to react to it?
Yeah. Can you do a live reaction to the episode?
Okay, so you just said my name. Asked how I'm doing. I look very sad. I look very confused.
You do look
And then
sad.
I noticed that we were listening to it.
Right.
And then you said, we're on this episode. You don't need to watch it, which was a good one. And then you said, how are you? And I didn't even answer.
No. Yeah,
Are people even watching? No one's watching.
No, I hope not.
The crowd's dead.
Yeah, but we've got to get the views ourselves. I mean, we are doing literally everything we can to increase the viewership. Look, I want to talk to you about so many things. I got so much to bring to the table this week. I am very excited, and I hope you are excited as well.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I wanted to talk about, so I've got, just so that we can run down what we're bringing to the party for this week's episode. Of course, it's AEW All in London this Sunday, and so I'm thinking we need to do predictions on that. I actually don't know if the full card has been announced, and we can even talk about the cards. There's a lot of people that seem to be a bit down on it, so we can talk about that. I saw an article from What Culture which said, it's official, Candice Lerae is now a jobber, right? And I've got pretty strong opinions on this. So I was going to do that as a video on my channel, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So I was like, man, I'm bringing that to the web. We're going to chuck that around on the web. So I wanted to get my teeth into that. And I went out with my cousin to a pub in Solihull, and I've got stories. I got one really good story, actually, but went out with my cousin on Sunday, and it was eventful, so I'm looking forward to that. So, but yeah, what about yourself?
Days.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of this podcast.
Let's go.
This is my last episode.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
No, I'm good. I'm really tired. I went to Fenway last night.
Oh, did you?
Fenway Park.
Yeah. I keep seeing so much coming from Boston. I watched a UFC show.
Yeah.
At the weekends.
That was Saturday.
Yeah, that was like from the gardens. The garden.
You can't say what it actually is.
The Teed Gardens. Titty Gardens. Is that what it is? The old Titty Gardens. Wow. But you didn't go Titty Gardens.
No.
It's been a while, isn't it, mate? It's been a while.
Saturday? That was Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was cat sitting.
Oh.
Yeah, they were going like, meow.
Okay. Well, and you sat on one.
Yeah, I sat on it, and that's why I was going.
So why did you go Fenway? Was this to see Pink?
No, it was to see GNR.
Flips that. Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jungle. Oh man. I'd be so excited to see about 3 of their songs, and then I would just be super down on anything Chinese democracy.
Oh, that's me, but the opposite.
Oh, you're down on anything that isn't Chinese democracy.
Yeah. When they played Chinese democracy, I was so excited. My friends filmed it. Do you want to see the footage?
No.
You sure about that?
Is this your favorite heavy metal band?
I don't like Guns N' Roses.
Oh. Did you go for the support again?
This is super JPEG. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. This has come straight from 1998.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, that's nice.
My poor friend and their phone.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Here we go. Got the same webcam as me, by the way. Oh, that's you. pointing out at the stage, rocking out. Was this last night?
Yep.
Was it? Oh, is this
What'd
why
you
you're so...
think? That's when they played Chinese Democracy, the song itself.
Oh, and you was into that. So was you like sat all glum?
Don't really matter. What?
When like they were doing Sweet Child of Mine and they were doing November Rain and
I
Paradise...
didn't stay for November Rain.
Like that. And then as soon as they got to like Chinese Democracy, it was like...
Yep. I left before November Rain. I left before Paradise City. I just stayed for the 2 Chinese Democracy songs and the 3 Chinese Democracy outtakes that they're now releasing as singles.
Nice.
Yeah.
So was it good?
No.
Oh, it wasn't good.
Axel can't sing.
Oh, okay.
Slash messed up Sweet Child of Mine riff.
Did he?
Right away. Yeah.
Is he still... I thought, didn't they swap him for someone for a while?
They swapped him for like 15 people for a while.
Oh.
And he came back 2018.
Oh, right.
Ish.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Learned your lesson, didn't you?
My lesson is Chinese Democracy era is the best. Okay. Because imagine if China was a democracy. Big brain.
True. So have you been to Fenway before?
Of course. That's where I see all my concerts.
Oh, you refuse to go anywhere else?
Yeah, I saw Aerosmith there.
Right.
Saw Paul McCartney from your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Jellyhead wants to know if you're live streaming Raw tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did NXT last night, so we'll do Raw tonight. I'm thinking SmackDown tomorrow just to get it out of the way. Yeah, makes sense.
I also went to a music festival this weekend. I have a very busy weekend.
You have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Haven't you? What music festival was you at?
Called In Between Days. It was headlined by Modest Mouse on night 1. I skipped night 2.
Called In Between Days, like 2 days and you was in between them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Modest Mouse. Don't know much about Modest Mouse, to be honest.
Okay.
Heard
they had a banger of a set.
Okay. And that was headliner. Who else was on the card, please, that we may have heard of?
The Beths.
Nope.
That's it.
Okay. Cool.
You might have heard of?
Yes.
There was a lot of like emo adjacent bands.
Was it like an emo-y sort of... No, Modest Mouse isn't emo.
Hang on. Okay, so shut up. Stop the conversation. This is what we really need to talk about. We're talking about bogus stuff right now. It's about to get really good. So the Pretenders opened for Guns N' Roses, you know, like Chrissy Hynde, your type of people, the British. So the best part of the darn show was I got there halfway through their set because they started at 5:30, which is insane.
Okay.
That's like people time. But I got there for my favorite song. I'll Stand By You, which is, as you know, done much better by my favorite band in the world.
Who is your favorite band in the world? Oh, Girls Aloud. Yeah, great track.
Yeah.
I'll stand by you.
Yeah.
I'll stand by you.
And they did it. They did it live. It wasn't as good as seeing Cheryl Cole do it, but it was still incredible.
Fair play. So you was there watching the Pretenders, getting ready to watch Guns N' Roses, but you was thinking about Girls Aloud. Oh man, what a weekend! What a weekend you've had, eh?
Yeah.
What a weekend!
Yeah.
Hey,
Lads Day.
Can we get into this Candice Lerae?
It was me and the boys too, just so you know.
What boys?
It was boys' night. Guns N' Roses boys' night.
Went out with the lads.
The lads.
Any lads?
No one drank.
Of course not. Not on a lads' night out. What's
No.
Any lads we need to know about?
Henry, which you know about before. You know Henry and Dana.
Yeah.
Ian, I don't think we've mentioned him. We'll never mention him again.
Oh, really?
But Henry was there. He was upset, probably about goth girls. Tonight he's on a date with a goth girl.
Oh, man. Wish we could have a camera in that situation. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We could live review and rate how the evening's going for them, how the conversation's going. Just saying, it'd be fun. I don't know if you floated that idea, but
what idea?
The idea of him taking a hidden camera to a date. Wow. I don't know what's going on, right? Aaron said I'm one of the lads. Yeah, you are.
Aaron is one of the lads.
Yeah, of course. Of course he is.
Okay, so yeah, what makes a jobber a jobber?
Yes. Now, can I tell you why this wound me up, right? I got wound up by this. I think, and I've only come to realize this over the past few months, right? And I've kind of touched on it a little bit on my watch-alongs and whatever. There's a lot of, like, content is king, isn't it? Of course, like, you got to keep putting out content. There's a lot of stuff that just gets put out that is a load of rubbish that the companies know is a load of rubbish, and it's just diarrhea. It is just verbal diarrhea.
We don't need to talk about what I did this morning.
Well, listen, what you did this morning is better than what I'm seeing coming out from some of these journalists.
Okay.
Right? I mean, what culture? I've got no feelings towards them. I don't dislike them, but I'm not a regular viewer. I respect their ups and downs because you see Simon give me an up sign, you know. So clearly, you know, they've got a fan base. There's people that enjoy their content, and that's cool. I haven't watched them since like the Cultaholic lads left and went over and started their own channel. But even when they was around, I can't say I was like the most avid of viewers. But the article that I saw was, it's official. It's official. Like legit, this is official. Don't go trying to argue this. It's official. Candice Lerae is now a jobber, right? And this is off the back of her losing, granted, a quick match to Rhea Ripley last night. And it's a load of rubbish. It's just a load of rubbish. And they know it's a load of rubbish. I think it's designed to get people talking. I think like it's designed to spark. It's so weird. I've never made content, but maybe I should, that I knowingly know is a load of rubbish, or the point I'm making is a load of rubbish, just to anger the audience or get the audience to like provoke a response, you know?
That's 90% of my content.
They know she is not a jobber, right? They know she's not a jobber. I'm not like a head of the Candice Lerae fan club, but a jobber is someone whose job it is to put others over on a consistent basis. That is all they do, right? Brooklyn Brawler was a jobber. He wouldn't get an entrance, right? He would just be already in the ring. He was there week after week after week facing different people. And his job, that's why he was a jobber, was to put others over, consistently make them look good. The same article said that Candice has only had a couple of matches in the past few months, right? So how can she be a jobber if she's only had... That's not what a jobber is. You can't be a jobber if you've only had a couple of matches in the past. Like, a jobber is someone that consistently is putting other people over to make them look good. Like, it's not official. She's not a jobber. They know she's not a jobber. And this article is only put out, I think, to spark a reaction. So, yeah, but I wanted to get into the conversation of, like, when does someone become a jobber? You hear people going, they've buried her. They've buried her. She's a jobber. He's a jobber. They've been buried. All this kind of, like, people are very quick to go to that. Very, very quick. The truth is, I think Johnny Gargano has been injured for a long time. And I think that they are trying to find a way for... I think they've had a few plans that have fallen through. They've sort of teased the way for a while. We know that Johnny and Tommaso being a tag team has been in the works for a long time. That's now fallen through, or seemingly it's coming back around. But this thing was meant to have happened months and months and months ago. There's been injuries. I think there's been a whole raft of things that's happened, which has meant we haven't done anything with Candice. But she ain't a jobber. This isn't what a jobber is. And they know this isn't what a jobber is. So that's my rant. I brought a rant to the web for this week. because I saw this article and I was like, that's not what a jobber is. Thoughts?
Okay.
Please respond.
I need to read the article.
Mm-hmm. It's not a long article. It's honestly, the way it reads to me is, let's do an article about Candice Lerae, because if anyone searches for her name, then this article will come up. We need an article. Let's do one on Candice Lerae. She lost last night to Rhea Ripley. We can make out she's a jobber. Like, that is how it reads to me. That's how it comes across to me. You still reading it? Do you want me to read it to you?
Sorry, full disclosure, I'm off my meds. I am unhinged. I'm the lunatic fringe. So I'm a little out of it.
Can I just tell you as well? What? I didn't even realize this. It's the #1 trending story on their website. I didn't even know this.
It's written by their senior reporter.
I didn't even know this.
Their top reporter is writing this garbage. Days tonight, Raw live stream. Say Raw extra episode. Leaked, whatever. Just use whatever fake terms and it's NXT.
I mean, I'm shocked. I'm in shock. This is
okay. So a jobber is someone whose it's their job to lose. But so by that definition, she is a jobber. But a jobber has connotation that it's someone whose job is specifically to lose. Last night, she was a jobber because her job last night was to lose and not have a match where she actually got to wrestle. I'll say this, though. CM Punk
was a
jobber on one episode.
You can't be a jobber when you lose one match.
I'm just saying, you're a jobber if your job for the show is to job.
No, that's not a jobber.
Hang on, we are going to be
a jobber is someone that consistently lose it. If you lose, they said she'd had 2 matches in 3 months.
We are arguing different things, but we're on the same side of the table. I'm saying so she was
anyone
a jobber
that loses
last
a match
night.
is a jobber. Anyone that loses, so Roman Reigns has been a jobber, Brock Lesnar's been a jobber, because
for that show.
For one night only,
show,
you can be a one-night jobber.
You gotta let me finish, though.
One-night jobber.
The difference here, though, is they're saying there's a difference between a jobber for a night and a career jobber. You get what I'm saying?
No.
You don't know what a career jobber is.
Well, that's a jobber. There's no such thing as a career jobber. A jobber is someone that loses for a career. That's what a jobber is. There is no such thing as a one-night jobber and a career jobber and a month,
there is
a month-long jobber, a fortnight jobber, a one-match job. A jobber is someone whose career
the pure jobber. That is a term. That is terminology. The pure jobber.
What's the pure jobber?
It's someone like Barry Horowitz. Always loses.
So, what's a jobber then?
A jobber is one that jobs.
Right. Jobs.
Yes.
Can't be a one-match jobber.
Okay, are you disagreeing that CM Punk jobbed to Dean Ambrose?
He did the job, right? But that's not what makes you a jobber. He did the job. He lost the match.
Night he was a jobber.
No, you
just
can't
for
be.
that one match.
No.
Okay, let's ask Bing. Let's ask ChatGPT.
Ask ChatGPT.
Okay, what's the question?
Can you be a jobber if you lose one match?
Okay. Can you be a wrestling jobber if you lose one match? Although Candice didn't lose one match, she's lost a lot.
She can't have lost a lot. She's only wrestled twice in the past 3 months.
Raw. She's wrestled. Okay, let me go through. This is her 2023. Okay. Last night, loss. On July 3rd, tag team, lost. On June 5th, on main event, won. On May 29th, main event, won. On Raw, May 22, lost. On Raw, April 17, lost. On Raw, 327, lost. On Raw, 319, won. On Raw, 318, won. No, those were house shows, those past two. On house show, 312, won.
This is irrelevant.
On house show, 311, won.
It's irrelevant.
On house show, 35, won.
This what I'm living through right now is irrelevant.
1. On house show, 34, 1. On Raw, 227, 1.
How far back
on Raw, 220, 2023, 1. On Raw, 26, lost. On Raw, 25, on house show, 25, 1. On house show, 2-4, 1. On Raw,
please stop.
130. Okay, what did you want me to ask ChatGPT?
You can ask ChatGPT.
Can you be a wrestling jobber if you lose one match?
Yeah, the answer's no. The answer's no.
Here we go. It's thinking. So Walter was a jobber last night, officially.
Yeah, well, what I will agree to is that he did a job, right? He did a job, but the bone of contention.
Here we go. Oh, I like this answer. Okay. In professional wrestling, a jobber is a wrestler who is routinely defeated. The term is used to describe wrestlers who often lose to main eventers, mid-carders, or low-carders. However, losing one match does not necessarily make a wrestler a jobber. Jobbers are known for their pattern of consistently losing matches. They play an important role in enhancing the matches they lose and make their opponents look good. So while a single loss could be part of a storyline or a one-off event, being a jobber involves a more consistent pattern of defeats.
Do you know why this has wound me up so much? Because they know this. They're not idiots. They know that a jobber is someone like Brooklyn Brawler, like Barry Horowitz. It's someone that comes in. You could make the argument Akira Tozawa is a jobber, right? He got a win last night, and it was shocking. And it was shocking because he consistently, routinely loses matches, right? He's one of the closest things we've got to a modern-day jobber, right? Candice Lerae is not a jobber because she lost last night. And, you've just gone back through the record there, and there was plenty of won, lost. It's a mixed record, right? That ain't a jobber. Go back through Barry Horowitz's record. Go back through Brooklyn Brawler's records, right? If you are a jobber, you are then an Akira Tozawa. You are someone that is losing, like, on a regular basis, week in, week out. They know this. What culture know this? And that headline is used to frustrate and annoy and... But again, I think this is why it's there, isn't it? It's there to provoke that kind of reaction and get a conversation going, if you will. But it's a stupid conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stupid conversation. She's not a jobber.
I think she is. No, that's the joke. So my favorite part of all this is you were like, they know.
They know.
And you're probably thinking like,
they know.
This guy doesn't know though.
What guy? You guy. You know. You just love putting the cat amongst the pigeons. That's what you love.
No, I don't love anything.
You love stirring the pot. That's what you love.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The number one trending story on What Culture. Didn't even know that.
We need a number one trending story.
Wow, shall I give you my number one trending story?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is good. I like this story. So I went out with my cousin, right, and we went to Solihull, and Solihull is quite a nice area. It's quite not a posh area, but certainly posher than a lot of the areas around here. And so we went to this pub, and went inside. We sat down. We were drinking, and it was going to be like a long night, whatever. And I was sat there. this is not, I've been to this place 3-4 times in my life, right? Pretty much every time with my cousin. And I was sat in this booth and I was like, I know that guy over there. There's a guy at the bar and I know him. And I don't know where I know him from. And I said to my cousin, I was like, I know that guy. And my cousin looked and he went, that was the guy we spoke to last time we were here. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. There was this old guy who used to be in the military. And me and my cousin were talking about our family and our granddad and everything. And he was in the military. And this old boy came over and joined in, basically. I mean, he's a regular who I think if anyone's going to have a conversation he can find a way into, he'll find a way into it. So I was like, no way that guy's in here. That's amazing. What a coincidence. I was like, we should go and talk to him. So went over. I was like, oh, how you doing, man? Good to see you again. And he didn't recognize us, right? He was like, he's 80. And he didn't recognize us. I was like, oh, okay. Like, last time we were here, it's about 3-4 months ago. We got in a conversation, blah, blah, blah. And I ended up buying him a drink, whatever. My plan was to just have a little, how you doing? Good to see you again. Here, have a beer. And then, you know, we'd go outside, whatever. And we did that. And he's a lovely guy. And, you know, again, he was just telling us more stories about the military and whatever. But he was sat with someone who is another regular. But this guy, he seemed a little slow. I think that's a fair way to put it, right? He didn't
like
seem,
me today,
like a little bit like you today. Not the sharpest pencil in the pencil case. Yeah, a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. He was in, like, you know, he looks like a regular as well, right? Out of nowhere. So I'm talking to this old boy, the military guy. Yeah, we've all had a drink as well. Out of nowhere, this guy just looks up and goes, do any of you know anything about wrestling? Right? Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. No, we've never spoke about wrestling. I've got nothing wrestling related on me. My cousin doesn't know anything about wrestling, right?
it was time.
It was time. And
Days allowed.
and he went, any of you know anything about wrestling? I was like, I know a little bit, yeah. What can I help you with? And he went, do you know this person? And he showed me a picture of a wrestler on his phone. Now we'll get to who the wrestler is in a sec, right? But he showed me a picture of a wrestler on his phone, and he went, I'm talking with her at the moment, and just wanna like, you know what kind of things I should talk to her about, or what kind of things to ask her. And I was like, okay. I was like, are you sure it's her? And he's like, well, yeah. We've been talking for a while now, and it was all on like a WhatsApp thing. And I was like, okay. I said, well, ask her then, like, who did she face at NXT Brooklyn, right? And it was like, okay. And he sent this off. And he went, do you want to talk to her? I was like, yes, I do want to talk to her, right? Because he was under the impression that he was in a conversation with Sasha Banks, right? And what breaks my heart about this is this guy must have been like 60 something, right? Didn't know wrestling and had just been like getting, and this person seemed to know a fair bit. Like he went, what's AEW? And I was like, look, you don't need to worry about that. I said, why? He went, well, apparently she's going to be joining AEW soon. I mean, maybe that's breaking news. I mean, this could be legit, you know? It could actually be her talking to a 60-year-old guy in a Weatherspoons in Solihull, right? We've all got hobbies. And he said apparently she's going to be joining AEW soon. So once he said that, I mean, clearly it's not her. But once he said that, I was like, oh, man, this person, they know what they're on about. They know their onion. They know their stuff here. So I was like, okay, well, put them on the phone because I would love to have a conversation with them because they're going to have to really know their stuff if they want to get into a conversation with me on, you know, Sasha Banks or whatever. And he was like, okay. So he sent her a message going, oh, I've got a wrestling fan here. I'd love to talk to you. Any, you up for it? Any chance? Response came back, oh, I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm, not quite feeling it at the moment, but, maybe next time kind of a thing. So I was like, okay. So I just said to him, I was like, look, buds, without being rude, she's a multi-millionaire, right? She's in her 30s. She is married in a relationship. Believe lives in America, but could be in Japan at the moment. I know she spent a lot of time over there. She's in the Mandalorian Star Wars show. She's a busy woman. I don't think she's on WhatsApp sending you messages. And he said, well, I did think this. And he said, but these, she sent me these pictures. I was like, mate, they just get them pictures off the internet, don't they? They just go on the internet. Whoever it is downloads the pictures and whatever.
Hang on. What types of pictures? Can you describe them in detail, please?
Nah, it was nothing sordid. It was Sasha, like, with some friends, like, just smiling away. Like, what I would say is they weren't the kind of Sasha photo shoot pictures, the kind of ones that you would look at and they're obviously off the internet. The way that what this person had done is they'd, I think, maybe gone onto Sasha's Instagram and done some deep dive and found some of those types of pictures where it's her with her mates and like on a night out, or maybe behind the scenes at like a WWE after show party or something. And it's like her with a group of people you don't, probably producers or whatever, people that you don't really recognize. And they'd done a bit of a deep dive and got those. So he was like, look, these she sent me. I'm like, mate, I don't even need to look. If I spent 5-10 minutes, I could probably find that picture. So I was like, please don't fall for whatever it is they're saying, and he's like, yeah. But as I walked away, I could tell that like he so wanted it to be real that he was like, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm not convinced that he would have cancelled it, For some people, there just ain't anything else going on, and like that's a big thing for him to want to believe that that's who he's talking to. But it wasn't like, said goodbye to them, like both, look after yourselves, whatever, went outside. And it, unfortunately, and I'm annoyed at my cousin for this, it wasn't until we got back home, right, which was about, I don't know, 3-4 hours after this. It wasn't until we got back home and we were just talking about, oh man, what a night, great to see you, great to catch up, how mental about that guy that wanted to know about wrestling and blah, 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 blah. And he went, yeah, did he tell you about he'd been giving her money? I said, no. He says, yeah, he's been sending her money. Apparently she keeps asking for just little bits and bobs. And he said sometimes he sends £10, sometimes he'll spend £20. He said he's sent like 50 quid as well. And I was like, oh, why didn't you tell me when we were in next? I would have stressed it even more, I mean, there's no way I could have got in touch with this person. I'd have loved to. I tell you what, not only would I have loved to have got in touch with them, I'd have loved to have recorded the interaction as well, because I reckon that could have been a lot of fun, like getting into a bit of a back and forth with this person. But yeah, when I was in the pub, I was just under the opinion that this was someone that was lonely, that was pretending to be Sasha, just for like, because they wanted a bit of company as well. It was only when I got back home that my cousin went, did you know he's been sending money? Which I didn't. And that's when it's like, oh my God, no, this was actually a scam. This is a full blown trying to get money out of like lonely old people kind of a scam. Like, oh man, the amount of stuff like that must be going on that's scary, I'm always amazed at like how many people get in touch with me saying, and it is quite scary, and there might be people watching that this has happened to or happening to now. The amount of people that I talk to that tell me that they're currently talking to someone in the DMs, a famous wrestler, and they genuinely believe they are talking to this wrestler. They genuinely believe they are talking to that person. I mean, I would say, once in a blue moon, the bluest of moons, you may actually get a legit DM from a wrestler, right? But it ain't gonna be, tell me about your day, let's have a deep dive conversation. It's gonna be probably a generic computer generated response of, thanks for the follow, really appreciate, something like that. I could imagine that a wrestler has got something like that set up, but most wrestlers don't even run their own accounts A lot of these accounts are run by companies, aren't they? So even if it's coming from an official account, still no guarantee you're talking to that wrestler, that actual wrestler. So yeah, it's scary as to what's actually going on.
Okay, so speaking of scary, I have a story.
Go on, yeah. Story time, baby.
So I went to the concert festival in between Wrestling Daze streams. And I was driving home, and it's in America, so everyone drives like a nut. So there's this dude who's like driving really poorly in front of me. So I cut him off, and as I'm like pulling right beside him, I pull out my gun and flash it at him.
Really? Was this in Florida? Was this like yeah. Oh God. How did that go?
I got arrested.
And you're with AEW at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're part of aren't you like part of the tag team champions?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's Tony said?
Tony. Hey, Tony.
I bet he ain't hugging you at the moment, is he?
No, COVID. We still COVID. Still doing the COVID 6 feet.
Sure. Well, that's what he tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a hell of a story. I'm surprised you didn't actually open the pod with that.
I feel like I've had better stories.
I'd say it's a pretty good one.
Do I have I got a new phone though. It's a British phone. British.
So it doesn't work.
Hello, governor. It barely works.
Is it a red dial phone like that?
No, it's like one of these weird.
What the flip is it?
Modular phones where you can open it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why don't you just get like a properly built one?
Hear that?
It's going well. Oh, so what can you change it for?
I can change, like, if the camera breaks, you can just pop it out. Battery dies, pop it out.
Yeah.
The USB, if that breaks, pop it out. The screen, pop it out.
Is this what made you go for that over like a proper phone?
I don't know.
I keep going on like gadgets for guys, but they love this nothing phone. Have you ever seen that?
They do. What's the point of it?
I don't understand. So the nothing phone is it's called the nothing phone because that's the name of the company, I believe. But basically, it's got lights on the back, and if you get a message from a certain person, say if Tommy was to text me, I could program it so that only a certain light would go off. So I could have my phone down like that. Someone could text me. I could look down, and basically, without even touching the phone, the way the lights are responding on the back of the phone would tell me it's Tommy, or oh, that's my mom, or that's my dad. But I mean, do you know what I mean? 2 seconds to do that.
That's it. I asked ChatGPT, and it said the unique feature and having NFT integrations.
Yeah, NFT. And it was very 2023, innit? It's probably got like an attachment for a fidget spinner as well. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I think they're, it's a gimmicky thing that has kind of caught attention. And
hey, speaking of gimmicks, can we speedrun All In?
Yeah, I've got that lined up next. Yeah.
Aaron says TTT must have a lot of cash.
Oh, well, yes, we know this.
What is that in response to? Me buying a new phone?
Well, you can...
Me going to Guns N' Roses?
You've only got to look at the pink gaffer-taped air conditioning unit in the background to know that this man is balling.
Yeah.
Balling. Right, let's go down All In then and get our predictions done. So, we're going to start with the kickoff show, because we've got MJF and Adam Cole working together as a team, trying to get those Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Thoughts? Taking on Aussie Open.
Aussie! I
Don't know what that is. What's that?
That's
Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that MJF,
Adam Cole are going to win.
Do you think they're going to implode here, though, to make the main event juicier?
No.
You think they're going to win the tag belts?
It's AEW, yeah.
What's that mean?
And I don't care about AEW as much as normal people would.
Okay. Although you have been to shows with your mum and really enjoyed it.
I love it. It's so fun.
Okay, so Aussie Open against MJF Adam Cole. You're going MJF Adam Cole.
MJF Adam Cole. Thank you.
I'm saying Aussie Open.
Because you love Black Sabbath.
Yes. Has the chat got any thoughts?
Miguel says, when is All In? So yeah, lots of thoughts.
All In is this Thursday. Right, first match. FTR versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
Listen, if I got arrested last month, I'm not winning any tag team titles. So Young Bucks, baby.
I actually don't know on this.
Okay.
I actually don't know because I feel like the Young Bucks have been heavily criticized for stealing a lot of limelight. And I think that in their minds, they've probably thought to themselves, it's fine for us to be being put over, like, because when the time is right, we will do the right thing. For me, I felt very, very confident that this is where FTR get their biggest win, their biggest shine, their biggest victory. The Young Bucks taking a loss here would, I don't know that it would completely remove that tag that they've got of constantly wanting the limelight, or constantly wanting to be put over. But I think it would go some way to helping with that. So from the start, I fancied FTR to get the win here. The arrest thing does potentially change things, though. Does potentially change things. But I'm still going to stick with FTR.
Okay.
Still going to stick with FTR. Next up.
I just want to point out the chat. We're getting some really interesting comments. So Aaron says this should be an awesome match. Mm-hmm. Correct. Miguel says, is Dak's partner the one that got corrected? Great. William Hensey says boobs. So we're really like getting some interesting comments.
Yeah. I mean, that's I feel like that is a very good snapshot of the community.
Yeah.
Hikaru Shida, Tony Storm, Saraya, and Dr. Britt Baker, a four-way match.
Hang on. Okay. Did you know that you should, when you're in Florida, you should go to the dentist because you can literally actually go see Dr. Brittany Baker, DMD, in Florida. I looked it up. You can look up her practice and find it on Google.
Yeah, I get a feeling though that if you go, you're probably not gonna get her. You're gonna get one of like
the other woman,
Reba.
No, it's
Jamie Hayter. You get Jamie Hayter. She doesn't know anything about dentistry.
Dr. Brittany Baker, DMD.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably got her own practice. I'd imagine.
Woodland Lakes Dental. So you'd get Nadia Shadani, not Brittany Baker.
Yeah.
Because there are only two doctors there. 50-50 chance days.
I reckon there are AEW fans that do that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
William Hensey.
Definitely. What do you think then? Shida, Storm, Saraya, Baker. Sounds like a lineup of previous Doctor Who actors, doesn't it?
Speaking of General Hospital, it's been good. And shout out to you for finding Brock on YouTube.
Oh, do you like him?
These episodes. Oh, I love him.
Oh.
He carries the show for me. He makes it
What's his surname?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Why you think it's going to be Lesnar?
No, but I just like that Brock Jenkinson. Brock Jenkinson.
Maybe someday we can bring him on. We can talk about him and his love for General Hospital.
Can I tell you, I'm a disgrace because Mr. William Hensey sent me a fantastic video about soap operas. But because of me going out this weekend, I got a chance to watch it, but I didn't get a chance to download it and include it in the episode. So I will include it next week. So shout out to Mr. William Hensey because it's a very good video.
Aaron says Saraya will win, I think, but I want Sheeta to win. I'm with Aaron, and also people are talking about boob jobs instead of going to the dentist. So, like, I think Jim Gore and William are trying to get references for boob jobs.
Does Britt Baker do those as well?
No.
Wish she did. That'd be good.
Why, you want boobs?
Dude, now.
Listen, I think it would be really cool if dudes just started getting boobs, because boobs are cool.
Hey, shall I say something really controversial?
Okay.
Really going to put the cat amongst the pigeons. I don't like Matt Riddle's painting his nails. I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to say, I don't like boobs. And I thought that was going to destroy
the world. It's not that controversial. No, I don't. He's free to do what he wants. I have no problem with him doing it. But equally, every time I see it, I find it distracting. I'm just old school. I'm just not used to seeing like that on TV, like a guy with painted nails. I find it so jarring. And I don't know, is this like something the kids are doing now?
I don't know his backstory.
I don't
doing
know.
it. I don't find it distracting. I find your statements problematic, as well as everything in the chat right now.
I think you're allowed to have an opinion.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
And El Sean makes a really good statement. Dudes would never get anything done if they had their own boobs. That's actually a really good point.
That is really true, actually.
Okay, so Gollum had painted fingernails.
What, in Lord of the Rings?
Let me see. Gollum fingernails. No, his fingernails were white.
So that was a fake fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying that he shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm not saying.
What do you think about like goth guys? Do you think it's cool with them having their black fingernails? What about alt guys, like, like David Blaine?
No,
where'd you draw the line? What about Johnny Depp?
No, there is no line. I don't like anyone doing it. I mean, like,
you don't like women?
Well, to be honest, no.
Okay.
I'm just not really a fan of anyone.
You're just anti
fingernail painting. Yeah. I've never been.
What about toes?
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of it. Do you know what? Right, when women, I don't know what you can do. Is it a pedicure or something where you can actually make your nails look really nice? Like the top bit is really white. You know, the bit on the nail that's white at the top. They get that to look really white, and they do their nails so that it's not colored. It's not got yellow or blue or whatever on, but it's just made to look. I don't know what the word is, like nicer, like, but it's still like natural colors. Like I think that looks good.
Okay, my question to you is, why are you bringing this up about Matt Riddle and not the women?
Well,
and this is in response to Kyle Porter says time to cancel Daze. So
why would I? Oh, cancel away. Why am I bringing it up about Matt Riddle and not the women? I think it's because historically women have had their fingernails painted, whereas historically men haven't. And Matt Riddle is the only example I can think of a male in wrestling that does it. I can't think of any other men in wrestling that do it. You make an interesting point about goth guys with black fingernail paint. That is true. I've seen that before. But I don't feel any different. I don't like that either.
Okay, I just want to point out, since you said historically, men have been wearing nail polish since 3200 BC. So check yourself.
Well, good points. But
there have been goth guys since 3200 BC.
Yeah, hot take. One that's I could probably do What Culture article about to spark some reactions. Right, next up. So hang on, who did we say?
Hang on, what about Jeff Hardy? Everyone wants to know what you think of Jeff Hardy, because he has always painted his fingernails.
Yeah, I can't stress this enough. I don't like any guys doing it, and I ain't crazy about it on girls, right?
Everyone's calling you out though for Jeff Hardy.
No,
because
but
he's been
no,
doing it historically since like 2008. You're getting called out in the chat.
you
I'm
can
just relaying.
call me out all you want. Call me out all you want. I'm not a fan of Jeff doing it. So
Okay.
Jeff doing it, Riddle doing it. It ain't something that I feel passionately like against. I ain't gonna start an online petition. I'm just saying that last night there was a part of Raw where Drew and Kofi and Xavier kind of all put their hands in the middle, bit of a bro moment, and then Riddle put his hand over the top, and like you could see, like it painted his fingernails all yellow, and I just found that momentarily, I was like, oh, he's painted his fingernails again. Like he's still doing that. Like it's interesting to me. Like I don't know. I can't quite. I don't quite understand it. Like I don't know.
I will say,
I don't know if it's
need to start doing more of these hot takes because this is blowing up the chat.
Well, I just sort of feel like, is it a? You don't want. I don't want to say anything offensive because I'm not trying to be offensive. So I think what I'm trying to say is does he have a desire to maybe lean towards doing feminine things? Like, does he want to paint his nails? Does he want to, I don't know, be a transvestite or go down that road? Or, right, because I'm only being honest here, I'm only asking a question. Is he going down, is he like in his spare time, does he wear, I don't know, dresses, skirts? I don't know, right? And painting the nails is just part of that? Or is this like a bit of a trend that's coming in now where guys, because, you know, we've started to see guys start to moisturize a lot more. We've started to see guys like really, you know, pampering themselves. And have we now got to the point where we're going to start seeing guys painting their nails on a regular basis? Like, I don't know. I don't know where he's coming from or what it's about. I find myself a bit confused by it because.
What about Jeff Hardy though? Why didn't you have these confusions there? And sorry to be your psychoanalysis dude right now. Yeah,
well, with Jeff Hardy, I would say that for me was a culture thing in regards to, I know that kind of emo-y world, as you said, you know, the goth guys have been painting their nails black and wearing makeup and everything. Like Marilyn Manson and all of those kind of guys have been doing that for years. And I sort of think
3,200 BC.
Since 3,200 BC. And I sort of think that like Jeff Hardy, he's not a goth, but that kind of alternative lifestyle, that kind of alt world that he sort of represents, I can sort of see it being a bit of a thing you do there. But we haven't seen too many Jeff Hardys in wrestling. We haven't seen too many guys that paint their nails in wrestling. But Matt Riddle doesn't sort of, I don't think he represents that world to me. He's certainly not a goth. So he's not a goth. We can agree on that. Is he just a part of the same sort of world that Jeff Hardy is a part of? I don't know. I don't think so. It's just like Riddle's like, you know, how you doing? In my mind, he's a surfer. He's a surfer dude who's like really chilled, smokes weeds, and he's like, hey, how you doing? I just don't really associate that with like painting your fingernails. Like it feels like this is a different kind of group. Do you know what I mean? You got emos, you got goths, and now Matt Riddle is different to those. I don't know.
Okay, let me just highlight Arlene in the chat. It doesn't have to be for any other reason other than he likes it. It's fairly normal for men to wear nail polish nowadays. And Nicole says, imagine if Matt Riddle was secretly goth.
I'd have to disagree that it's fairly normal, because fairly normal would suggest that the majority are doing it and the majority are not doing it, hence why it's so jarring. Like, to my mind right now, Matt Riddle's the only guy on the roster in WWE that's doing it. So I don't think you can say fairly normal. None of my friends do it. None of my family are doing it.
Culture doing that though. Okay, that seems very surf culture,
right? You see, in my mind, not surfer culture. So if you're saying that it's fairly normal within surfer
Like
culture.
surf culture, hippie culture. Yeah, it's about expressing yourself. It's expressing yourself in any way you can. I know he got a tattoo. He might regret that, and he's instead doing nail paint that is removable.
I wouldn't have said hippie culture either, because I think back to like the 60s and just videos that I've seen of hippies, and I can't recall them ever painting their fingernails. I wouldn't have said hippie culture. I wouldn't have said surf culture, but if you're telling me it is, then I believe it. I completely agree with emo culture, and I agree with that kind of really alternative kind of like the world that Jeff Hardy kind of sits in. I could whatever world that is. I can agree with it in that. I think the point I was making is, if he wants to do it, again, let me stress, I don't care. I ain't got nothing against it. I'm not starting a campaign to try and ban it or anything along those lines. I'm just saying that I find it distracting only because he's the only one on the roster that does it. And I didn't know if it was a sign of it becoming something that's being done on a more regular basis now. Like, is this something that the men of tomorrow that are coming through, is this something they're going to be doing? And it is going to become a more regular thing. It's like a trend, an emerging trend. Is this something that the guys are going to start doing?
Well, you're the one on TikTok. Do you see that?
No, I really don't see many guys doing. In fact, I'm really struggling to throw out any other names. I don't even think I see celebrities doing it.
Oh, well, I've pulled up an article.
Oh, what, on nail painting?
Yeah, but right now I'm watching TikTok videos about breast augmentation.
Fair play. Priorities.
So Aaron says he probably gets high from the paint, which, have you smelled nail polish and nail polish remover? That stuff can get you really loopy.
Only when my mum's been applying it.
And Arlene, I'm loving your comments. You made me laugh so hard with your it's okay for you to not like it days, but also you don't have to think about it any deeper than he likes to have his nails painted. Yeah, Days, you're cycle analyzing. Oh, Darby Allin does it, but you don't watch AEW, so you wouldn't know Darby Allin and Sting and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, but I would say that Darby is.
So what you're saying is you're trying to gatekeep. You're saying men can wear nail polish and it's not distracting. They just have to be alt emo goths.
No, I'm saying that it is distracting, and I'm saying that the emo alt world that Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin live in, right? That them wearing it, you kind of, I expect it of them. But Riddle is not in that world. If you was to say like Jeff Hardy, Darby Allin, that kind of, their look, I don't quite put Riddle in that same bracket. I don't quite see him as being that same culture. I see him as being more like a chilled surfer, laid back sort of, hey, how's it go? I put him in the same world as, say, Sol Ruka, right? Like that kind of chilled out beach dude, not alt dude, beach dude.
Yeah, Days. Jaden brings up a really good question. What are you gonna do about all the like super jacked buff heavy metal dudes that paint their fingernails that are getting called out by you right now?
What am I gonna do about it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Jaden is concerned for your safety. Heavy metal dudes don't play around.
Hang on, we're getting twisted here, because I haven't said they can't do it. Who have I called out? All I've asked is this a trend that's starting to come through? Because
Aaron probably feels called out because Aaron said that his wheelchair is painted.
Let's not pretend that this is something that everyone's doing, right? Let's not pretend that.
Have you not been to goth shows?
Come on. I don't live in a goth world, do I? Clearly, look at me.
You really need to start hanging out with goth people. Goth girls are so hot, Days.
Goth and more alternative people, and apparently surfer dudes now.
Yeah.
Look, I need to go to NXT, so we need to wrap.
Raw.
I need to go to Raw. You're right. Can we get this finished off so I can run away?
Yeah, speed run.
Okay. Shida, Storm, Saraya.
Saraya.
I'll go. Yeah, they could put it on her and then take it off.
Come on, we speed run.
Yeah, okay, right. So I'll go. Saraya. Darby Allin and Sting against Mogul Embassy.
Sting.
Darby Allin, Sting against Mogul Embassy. Yeah, I'd agree. Golden Elite versus Takeshita and Bullet Club Golds. Global Elite is Ibushi, Omega, and Hangman Page, taking on Takeshita, Juice Robinson, and Jay White.
Bullet Club Gold.
What made you say that?
It's their time.
I'll go Golden Elite. I think it's quite close. Right. Eddie, this is Stadium Stampede, by the way. Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, and Best Friends and Lucha Bros taking on Blackpool Combat Club and 3 to be announced. There's still 3 names to be added here. So, I don't know. Stadium Stampede. Is it going to be Team Blackpool Combat Club or Team The Other People?
Blackpool.
Blackpool. Okay. Without knowing who's in it, I'll agree. Will Ospreay against Chris Jericho.
Will Ospreay. Chris Jericho is going to be so done from his band playing beforehand that he's going to lose.
Is Fozzy playing?
Yep.
Where are they playing?
Wembley.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
Came out today, yeah. That info.
Oh, right. Okay. I've never heard this. CM Punk against Samoa Joe for the Real World Championship. I did wonder then, what's the Real World Championship? But that's
what is this?
That's the belt that CM Punk was champ, wasn't
Why
he?
are they doing this?
Why are they doing what? That match? I don't watch Collision.
The Real World Championship. Why not? Isn't that undervaluing the actual World Championship?
Well, I think it is. I think it's all right to have 2 championships. WWE have 2 championships.
But that name.
Yeah, but that name is CM Punk being a CM Punk, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's part of his brand. That's the kind of thing CM Punk would do. Like, I've got the Real World Championship.
Yeah.
And again, you can have an opinion on it. Like, you know, some people will get triggered by the fact that it's called the Real World Championship. But other people will be...
CM Punk losing to Samoa Joe. He needs to lose and retire.
Okay. I'll go CM Punk. I think he'll win and thrive. Okay. Final match, main event match, MJF against Adam Cole for the AEW World Championship.
MJF, baby.
MJF. I will agree. Do you think there'll be any drama there?
No drama. They're best friends.
Any surprises?
They're just like us. You'll actually go. That's the surprise.
Do you think Mercedes will make an appearance?
Well, what'd that guy say?
Well, apparently she is coming into AEW soon, according to him. So I think I could do a video on that, couldn't I? Confirmed.
Yeah.
It's official. It's official. I'll do that. It's official.
Top jobber because she lost her last match.
Sources say.
Yep.
And my source is a 60-year-old man at a Weatherspoons in Solihull. So
it's fact.
It's fact. Right, I need to
run away.
Okay, awesome. Appreciate people joining us, and we will see you again next time. Bye for now. Lovely.
Okay, cool. See you later. I gotta eat.